Today on Behind the Wheel, we're reviewing the Yaris, which is the perfect family car. This car is nuts! I mean, it's got a hatch so you can stuff all your groceries in the back. It's got a great infotainment system with lots of goodies. And to top it all off, it's got a 3-cylinder engine mated to a 6-speed manual transmission. So it's definitely matipid, like these guys that are zooming past us. But the thing is, what I'm trying to get at is that it actually is the perfect family car. That is, of course, if your family means you, your son, and, well, your wife. Do you need help purchasing your car insurance? Head on over to AutoDeal.com.ph/car-insurance. Here, you can compare prices and customize your insurance coverage from many of the Philippines' top providers. When you've selected the insurance that's best for you, simply fill out the application and complete the transaction with ease through Visa, MasterCard, GCash, GrabPay, or PayPal, and receive your policy within the next business day. Get the best deal on insurance with AutoDeal. Look, we're not gonna bore you with a long-winded intro. That'll come a little bit later. We really just want to get this thing on the track and find out just exactly how fast this goes. I mean, that's why we brought the GR Yaris out here with a few close competitors. When I say close, I mean close to its price tag. For instance, we brought the MX-5 with us. Oh, and not just any MX-5, the 30th anniversary edition of the MX-5, and the last off the line too, number 3000. It actually belongs to the president of Mazda Philippines, Steven Tan. So if you ever run into him, don't tell him that we, yeah, okay. Then we also brought along a Civic Type R and a Nissan 370Z. So that should be a lot of fun. Let's enough with the chit chat, shall we? And just get down to the nitty gritty. Let's go. Now, on paper, the GR Yaris should be able to eke out ahead of everybody else. But on the track, who knows what could happen? We might even be surprised by that sexy little orange number. Who knows? Against a mighty V6. Oh my god. Against a mighty V6, a 3.7 liter V6, mind you. I dusted it. How is that even possible? Cross the line again at over 160 kilometers per hour. Wow. What is this thing made out of? I don't understand. You know, Superman is super strong, then you got Super Dog, and you got Super Girl. Is this Super Car? What the hell? So this is the Toyota GR Yaris against the Civic Type R. Now Gino's driving the Type R, and if he wins...
I think we're just going to wait for you, or the top, but there'll be one.
See, yeah, I can't shut him up. Be quiet, I'm talking to the camera. If Gino wins, it's probably because he's more aerodynamic either with or without the helmet. I mean, think about it. Shoot.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh my goodness, third gear and I've already left him. This car is nuts! Nuts! Cross the just dusted, and I mean dusted, a 2-liter turbo Civic Type R. This tiny thing. Amazing. Amazing. Well, you know what? To be honest with you, it would probably have been a closer race if Gino just wasn't such a lousy driver. Under the hood of the MX-5 RF is a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder with Skyactiv technology. This is actually a great engine. It's actually pretty fuel efficient too. But unfortunately, that fuel efficiency part of it, well, that wasn't enough to propel it past the big boys. And when I say big boys, I mean really big boys. For instance, in the 370Z or Z, depending on which side of the pond you are, this is a 3.7-liter V6. Now, I know this engine is actually a little bit on the old side, yes, granted, but it's still a great engine nonetheless. And unfortunately, maybe because of the entire weight of the engine and the whole weight of the car, that also wasn't able to keep up with those with lower or smaller engine displacements, such as the Honda, which is a beautiful engine actually. This is a 2-liter turbo, okay? It's a 4-cylinder as well, and this pushes out over 300 horses. But it just still wasn't enough to keep up with the Yaris, considering that this thing has less horses than this guy. This guy comes in at about 250 plus horses, so that's 50 horses down. This measly, if you can even call it that, this measly engine is only a 1.6 3-cylinder turbo engine. So it's got 50 horses less than the Type R. Why exactly it was faster? Well, simply because, well, two factors really. One is that it's much lighter. It's almost 200 kilos lighter. And the fact that it's an all-wheel drive system, it allows it to launch a hell of a lot more from a standing start. And a special mention has got to go out to the fact that it is the world's most powerful 3-cylinder motor at the moment. It's just a body kit, they said. Oh, hell no. I mean, just look at it. The wheelbase alone, which in length it shares with the Porsche 992, there's no overhang up front or at the rear. There's literally a wheel at every corner of the car. Now, if you put this together side by side with an MX-5, and it's significantly longer than the little 2-door. Meanwhile, and believe it or not, it's longer than the big boy 370Z. And it's only 50 millimeters shy of the Civic Type R's wheelbase. Try and wrap your head around that. It's the second longest car by wheelbase alone, and it's the only one here as well to be driven by all 4 wheels. You've also got a set of forged BBS wheels all around the automobile, wrapped in beautiful 18s. Yes, we love them 18s. 225 40s, I might add. Then you've also got massive brakes up front and at the rear. These are 4-piston, the ones at the rear are 2 pistons. And just in case you kinda lose track about what you're driving, this thing reminds you that it is a GR Yaris many times over. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You know what? I'm tired. There's just way too many to count. Yes, we've heard it all before that the interior is actually quite boring. Yeah, I get that. It's plastered all over the internet. But I gotta say that these seats in here more than make up for it. And also, if you think about it, in the ASEAN market, those that we get in the Philippines, actually the setup is actually pretty sweet. Like for instance, look at this 2-tier dashboard. Where have you ever seen anything like that? You really don't get something like this on our side of the world. I mean, you never see it. Plus, I will mention that the stock head unit of the GR Yaris is okay. It may be a little run-of-the-mill, and to be honest with you, it kind of looks like the Cyclops version of WALL-E. I'm sure you see that. But you can expect Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well as other quality of life upgrades without adding weight. But let's touch on what really matters here. The seats, which are wrapped in leather and Alcantara, which is just perfect in all the right places so that it keeps your butt in check. Oh, that's snug. I like it. The steering wheel is nicely contoured with really cute 10 and 2 grips and even the bespoke GR badge. When you get to the shifter, and my God, the throw is so short, and the feel is pretty precise. Then you get sport pedals as well that have a decent amount of grip. The rear is definitely not something that you'll enjoy being at the back of. The space is a little cramped and, well, especially for Jack. It's a true homologation story, this car truly is. Now worldwide, there are 25,000 of them. You get either the circuit pack or the convenience pack. This particular one is the circuit pack. Others still in Japan will probably get just a 1.6 front wheel drive. But here's the thing. Toyota Philippines said, and remember this, that they will only bring in the circuit pack, which really works out great. Then it becomes an even truer homologation story, because hearsay has it that not every GR Yaris out there will have a 1.6 turbocharged engine. So as far as we're concerned, the circuit pack is definitely the only one you should get. Many ask what are the similarities between the normal European Yaris and the GR. Well, you've got the dashboard, the side mirrors, the headlamps, the tail lamps, and okay, the door handles. But everything else? Yeah, it's pretty much bespoke, man. Now, other exterior details that I must point out include the fact that, well, you're not looking at a 5-door sedan, or hatch rather, you're looking at a 3-door hatch. That's one. Another is that these vents up front, that's not just for display. Those things actually work. The air comes in and cools off the massive rotors, the brakes, if you will. Another is that the roof line is lower by 4 inches or 30% of the automobile. And the fact that the roof is not metal, it's actually carbon. Then it also has a spoiler at the rear to make sure it's as sleek as possible. And finally, the trunk, driver's side, passenger side, and hood panels are made out of lightweight aluminum. Or if you like, the bonnet, the boot, are made out of aluminum, depending on what side of the pond you're on. Although this is technically a rally car, thanks to Toyota's GR4 of all-wheel drive system, this thing literally grips and rips the track, man, and it is so much fun. It is awesome with a capital A, man. Capital A! Though, folks, I have to admit, I've been cheating just a little bit. See, what Toyota's done is install the cheat code, or rather cheat codes inside this automobile in the form of the IMT system. And when you turn that on, it's basically like a rev match. So, you know all those people that do heel-toe driving to be able to match the speed with the rev? Yeah, I ain't doing none of that. Toyota is doing all of that for me. The GR Yaris also has 3 drive modes available to you. Yes, 3. The first one being normal, when you push the selector knob, and that takes you into normal, where 70% of your power is put up front, and then 30% of the power is put at the rear. This is just so that the car is more front-wheel drive bias. You know, like a normal driving car, one would say. You know, pick up the groceries at the speed of light, stuff like that. Then you can opt to put it into sport mode by flicking it to the left. Now in sport mode, what it does is it puts more power and bias towards the rear. So let's say, for example, you want to drive around, kick the tail out, and scare the crap out of Jack. That is exactly where you'd want it. When you drive it at that setting around the track, it makes for absolutely great TV. I'd love to do that, but like we mentioned, this is actually not a demo unit. This is an owned car, so no, bad idea. The last setting, when you move it to the right, would be track setting, and that will split the power 50-50 evenly up front and in the rear. And what that does is that it balances the car absolutely spectacularly well, whether you're on rain, or rather driving in the rain, or driving on the track, and it gets you going quick, fast, and in a hurry. And it helps too when you want to launch it from a standstill. The best part, and absolutely the best part about putting it on track mode when you're on the track, is the amount of grip that you get when you're entering corners. It is just, look at this. This is just, I'm not even trying. And it's just so easy and fun at the same time. And it gives you the confidence to be able to go through the corner and punch it. This is amazing. This system is absolutely amazing. If we can actually put this on every single car out there, I think every person on the road, whether you're stuck in traffic or not, will eventually be happy, because once you get out of it, man, you'll just feel so damn good. There are, however, some technologies that we could do without, or it could actually be tapered down. For instance, the lane keep assist, which is when you're on the road, it will beep like there's no tomorrow every time you move a little bit out of place. And then it will move you back into your lane as if it's your mother nagging you to take out the trash or do the dishes. Now, I'm not saying that that system is actually a bad thing, because it's great for driving and on normal roads. It's not as if you're going to feed it on the track. But sometimes it can get a bit, well, overwhelming. I wish they would taper down a little bit, and it's a bit of a hassle to turn it off when you want to. You turn it off by holding down the button for a total of 3 seconds. I guess that's not the right time to do it when you're driving on the track, but, well, I said it. Wait a minute, is my door unlocked? Holy smokes! Dude, this thing is 2 million pesos plus, and it doesn't have automatic doors? Oh, man, oh no! We found a kink, but does it lock? Yeah, it locks, but there's no speed sensing door locks. Oh, boo-hoo! I guess I'll just have to be happy in the fact that this thing will go around the track faster than Gino will ever in any kind of automobile or motorcycle for that matter. Sound outside when you're watching the Yaris go by, nothing great. Doesn't really stir any emotions really. But inside the car, it actually sounds a little bit better, thanks to the fact that Toyota is piping in some of the engine noise through the speakers. And also the fact that the sound deadening doors, well, there are none. There are no sound deadening doors. But on a normal day when you're driving around, it's actually still pretty good and quiet, since those same speakers that punch in the music are actually noise canceling. So on either day, it actually works fine. Now, if you're wondering how the car feels when you actually drive it normally, well, allow me to tell you that Toyota actually put some long travel suspension on this car. So normal automobiles that you see out there will still have a little bump when you're going over imperfections. You'd expect the same thing from this guy. Nope, 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 nope. Even when I'm going over rumble strips, which I'll go over right now. Oh, see, the car still remains very, very stable. Again, more rumble strips. And it feels like it remains true. Now, a lot of this confidence driving also comes from the fact that Toyota engineered this chassis to be super, super strong. Much like how everybody praises the chassis of the 86, same banana with the Toyota GR Yaris. And the fact that it's actually so stiff that in some instances, it is so tight that it can actually crack the windshield. How do you like them apples? It is without a doubt a desirable car. And the fact that Toyota loses a little bit of money every time they sell one, well, that just makes it more endearing, really. Because you look at the car and you're thinking, oh, thank you, Toyota, and you want to buy one to help Toyota out. Oh, not bad for a company that's been sitting atop the #1 spot for several years, huh? Now, when I mentioned earlier that Toyota loses money on every sale of the GR Yaris, you're probably expecting a ridiculously cheap price tag. Well, sorta. Hear me out. The GR Yaris is available at 2,650,000 Philippine pesos. Now, before you lose your mind, take into consideration that the Nissan is actually just as pricey, and the Type R, well, is actually 500,000 pesos more expensive than this. Granted, it's got more doors. But this is a limited edition, and so is the MX-5. So if you think about it, if you were to purchase this vehicle, it will actually increase in value as the years go on. Now, according to TMP, there are only 137 units coming into the country, sadly. So, good luck to you if you want to get your hands on one of these. And for the few that actually can, hold on to it and don't ever let go. Kind of like Gino's dreams of growing hair.